Alright, sometimes the Stamp Perfect will develop an air leak that will come from this area just below the cylinder, and this is the same cylinder, so I'll show you what, and it will sound like that. And normally that is the result of a broken O-ring inside the front cap. So what you'll need to do is remove the cylinder from the Stamp Perfect, and that's done by 2 screws. You'll need an Allen wrench. There's one here at the top of the cylinder, and there's another, let me get you a good view here, there's another one right here, and you'll need to remove these screws completely. When you do, you can lift the whole cylinder off, and it would probably be a good idea to remove the air regulator here too, because we're going to have to align the holes later when we put the cylinder back together, and I'll show you how to do that. As a matter of fact, I'll remove this right now. So your cylinder should look like that when you're going to start to repair it. So just, it should be finger tight. Loosen the front cap, and there's a little washer here. We want to make sure that goes in the correct way when we rebuild it. So you'll see right there is the culprit. That's why it's leaking air, is the O-ring right there has come into, deteriorated, got old, whatever, and we're going to replace that. So to do that, and we'll send you 5 or 6 of these new O-rings because sometimes they're a little difficult to put on. And you want to roll it right over the top of the head and roll it completely down to the tough part of the installation. What we're going to do, get a small screwdriver to where you can get it started, and we want to push that down into that groove, and then continue to push it until it seats. You might not even need the screwdriver. So once it's down there, just give it a good rub around there, make sure it's seated well. Then we'll put the hammer back in. The washer, make sure the flat part goes against that, and the little step portion of that is to the rear of the cap. We'll put it back in here. And I'm gonna show you that takes care of that problem. I got a little air leak here, but there's nothing coming out of here anymore. So that takes care of the air leak. Now, we need to line up the holes, the mounting holes in the front cap and the rear cap. Get that out of there. And the way I do that is I use the mounting screws themselves that you took out. And I simply put it in there, maybe a half a turn on both front and back, and you can see how they're misaligned here. So what I try to do is go half here, and try to visually put them in line as best I can. And then, in order to make sure they're properly aligned, push them against the table and roll it. And I do it both ways. That way they're perfectly in line. You can remove the screws, set it back in your Stamp Perfect, and I would recommend putting the top one in first, and then it should make the bottom one line up. That one's a little tougher to get to in the back, so it's nice to have that holding on before you complete the mount. Then replace your air regulator and you should be good to go.